conversation is important. B. Marshall is my homeboy. We doing B. Marshall tomorrow. Fred Taylor's my homeboy. We doing Fred Taylor today. So we want to get into the IAA situation and what happened. Speak to me about the inception of that, and then we'll fast track to some of the business.
Right. Yeah. No, I was trying to leave that shit alone, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, coming into it, we said we can't shit on the people. Transparency is shit. That's at the top of anything I do. The worst thing about that whole situation is when we was over there, I call it the old show. When we was over there, it was something that the culture had never seen. And coming in the pandemic, tough times for everybody. People wanted, entertainment, information. Everybody was in the house.
Right.
And really, the worst part about that whole breakup is that the message we was sending everybody that here you have 4 black former professional athletes able to sit down in a room and have beautiful conversation, about everything.
Right.
About life. It was organic. It was evergreen. And it was real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no bullshit. We can hit any subject matter. Police brutality, like just
y'all
everything.
Was hitting
really.
mental health. Y'all was
we
really
hit
building.
Everything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
so
yeah.
We was running.
Special show.
We was running.
Yeah.
And that was April of 2020. I remember B. Marsh coming to the crib. We stayed right around the corner from each other.
Because when I went to his house, he was telling me, like, man, we stayed all over here. And I'm like, there was some nice houses, too.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Shout out Rose.
Yeah, Rose house over there. Yeah. So Champ Bailey house was over there.
Reggie Wayne.
Yeah.
The Rock.
Yeah.
We got a lot of people, a lot of successful black people.
Yes, sir. Shout out to that neighborhood.
Influenced. He drove his golf cart over like early April during the pandemic, hopped out, and we talked right in front of the garage. Man, I remember like it just happened. And he was like, yo, bruh, what you think about podcasting? I said, shit, man, anything to get out of the house. But before we do anything, shit, I like ownership. I like production. And we just talked about ownership. That was me and B conversation.
Right.
And we went from there to shooting a podcast. It was B, Channing, Reggie Wayne, who coaches with the Colts now, and myself. We didn't even have like a specific agenda other than conversation about sports. The state of sports, the state of the pandemic, it was the NBA bubble, all that different stuff. So we were just out there just freestyling. And then, Christina, which was B's she was the protege. She was like the creative director, the camera person. She's real brilliant. And Christina was like, it should be more of a lifestyle situation.
Right.
So she came up with a concept, which is what we do now on the pivot.
Yeah.
So that situation turned into Reggie. Then we had a conversation in June of
So at this point, is you, B. Marshall, Reggie,
right,
and who
Channing.
else? Channing. Okay,
Right.
so 4 people
Just four,
at
the
the
four
inception,
of us
right?
In the inception. So we having a conversation about in June, because that was in April. We ran like, oh, this might get some legs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, let's talk about the business side. Because first it was just a thought and an idea. It was nothing else.
Right.
And let's talk about the business side. B sent the 1 page. B sent the 1 page offer agreement, a 1 sheet.
Right.
And he said, all right, this is the breakdown. We can all get in for ownership 25, equally, 25% each.
Ownership of the podcast.
Or the podcast only.
Right.
All right. But it was more, it wasn't an equity play. So, but that's ownership. So that's where it got tricky from the start.
So it wasn't
an
equity
rev share.
It was a partnership play.
It was a rev
See, this
share.
is a conversation
You
that
know
the
what
young
I'm saying?
creators need to understand: partnership versus ownership.
Exactly. But again, going back to what I said a second ago, my conversation
Was ownership.
Ownership. That's production company. That's whatever that came into play. I'm willing to go dollar for dollar. However you want to break it down, let's do that. I just need you to provide transparently the information. Like you like
Right.
show me the information.
Right.
Like whatever the breakdown is, let's chop, let's go.
Right.
And that never happened. You know what I'm saying? That never happened.
So you never was shown a breakdown.
I'm gonna get into it.
Okay.
That never happened. Right. So we get the one sheet and Reggie like, nah, this shit ain't adding up.
So Reggie was the first person.
Reggie was like, this ain't adding up.
Yo, what up? This Big Loon. This is This Up There podcast.